Hi everybody. I've been going to do this for a long time, give you the permit update, but it seems like there's always something changing with that. So it's been going on a really long time, that much I'll tell you, and the whole process has been very overwhelming, overbearing, and just unbelievably taxing and cumbersome and unnecessary it's felt. And I'm not sure why. I'm sure some of that has to do with us, but regardless, rather than go through the whole shebang, I'm just going to give you these words of advice. This is what I know. Ask a lot of questions, no matter what you're doing. Ask a lot of questions. Even the ones that seem very obvious to you may not be obviously the right answer, so ask a lot of questions. Don't count, if you're buying property, don't count on your realtor to give you all the correct answers or to necessarily believe that they know everything about what they're trying to sell you. So you can do some of that research yourself. Also know that especially when you're buying out of your own area, you probably know your own area, like what your house is worth, what other houses are worth, your general laws and regulations and things that you have to do. You probably know most of that in your own space. But even within state to state, it's like even in Wisconsin, Dodge County, the one we're in now, is way different than Columbia County, where we were, as far as what they're trying to accomplish, and that's the local board. So not that either one of them is bad, it's just they're different. So you kind of have to know. It was easier here to do our additions and do things like that than it was with anything in Columbia County. So, and then go from state to state. Everything is different from state to state too. So you can do your best to try and do your own research and try and find your own answers, but be leery of that sometimes too, because that can be based on interpretation. As far as what you're reading, you might be interpreting it wrong, and that we fell into that trap many times with Arizona. And again, you can read a state law and it isn't necessarily the same for the county. So all in all, it's been a really heady, long process trying to get to the point where we are. But we did get our permit, and I'll show you a little clip of that right after we got it. I'll throw that in right now. Honestly, I have to record this because I cannot believe what just happened. We've waited literally almost a full year to get our permit, and just, for the land to place a mobile home. And then all of a sudden, today, 11:54, I get an email, and it just pops up with, here you go. Your flood use permit is approved and attached. I have closed the flood control portion of the workflow on your building permit, and the final elevation certificate must be provided to Pinal County for review and approval prior to receiving a certificate of occupancy, electrical clearance, or final inspection. So, fine, great, yay, finally got it. It was pretty, I don't know, it wasn't even non-climatic because it took so long to get, and there's still restrictions with it. No more than an hour after that happens, I get a phone call, and it's this woman on Scott's phone who proceeds to tell him that there's an impact fee, and that as soon as he picks up his building permit that he should take care of that, and it's $1,180. And I was like, wait, what is going on? I mean, we were just laughing. We kept her on the phone, and they sent us over to somebody else because I was thinking this has to be like a scam, right? Just really unbelievable. So I go looking, and I tell her, no, you have to send us something. I'm not going to pay you anything over the phone. First of all, I would never do that. And I'm telling you, I'm just still it's so unbelievable. It takes them a year to get this freaking permit, and an hour later they're wanting more money for something that we had no idea, have never even heard of this whole thing, this impact fee. And apparently it's for like roads and, oh, for Christ's sake, if you just, well, you guys have seen our roads out there. I mean, it's just insane. I just don't. Roads and parks. Oh yeah, like we have a park anywhere in our district. Oh, I tell you, I just honestly just so overwhelmed with just shock and awe and the I don't, like, nobody knows what one person is doing, what the other person is doing. It's like these people all know just what their jobs are. That's it. They don't know anything about the rest of their departments. They don't know anything about the rest of the state requirements. Nowhere have we ever been informed that there was going to be such a thing as an impact fee, and it was going to be another $1,000. You know, as it was, the survey was the surprise, the $3,000. There was I can't even keep track anymore. Sometime I'll just do a whole video on that. But I just had to record it because I'm still just shocked. I don't know. So, we got our permit. Yay. And that, so as you can see, that didn't happen that long ago. We're home now. This is September. And I need to, Scott's injured himself, both of his feet. He's kind of out of commission for a while. There's a lot of things going on with that. That'll be another video. We'll get into that. I got to post some more videos on to try and get caught up before I leave for Arizona. But we have filed for a revision because we finally got a bid for the work that we needed to have done for the state-approved foundation plan that we picked, which again was based on just a misunderstanding and a general not having enough knowledge to make that decision, and not having enough information. Anyways, once we got the bid, it was so outrageous. It just is not doable. And there seemed to be a lot of confusion over, you know, like what that actual state-approved foundation plan entailed. There was different, even in the people that work in this industry, had a difficult time trying to decipher what was necessary in that plan and what wasn't. And that's all about how the state plan is written. So regardless, you just have to kind of get through it. The county engineer has been of immense help to us, and we're very thankful to him. So we did call and talk to him again about this, and we said, we can't do this. So what do we do? So we needed to do a revision on the state-approved foundation plan and change it to a different one that made more sense all in all in the long run too, with our, if we want to do the extra bedroom addition and blah, blah, blah. So getting through to that was another entire issue. And I really, I can't really go crazy talking about it because it can get so negative, and that's not what I'm trying to portray. I'm just trying to say how frustrating and very difficult of a situation this has been. I mean, unbelievably, in the state of Arizona to get something like this through. I'm sure part of that is because this is in a floodplain. But they rate their floodplains out there. It's like 1/10. Maybe they do that everywhere. I don't know. 1/10, 2/10, 3. But we're in a 1/10, which means like in 100 years, there's a very little possibility of maybe the flood levels rising 6 inches or something. So, I mean, it's really, really very minimal. And with the mobile home, of course, we're going to be raised up anyways. It isn't even a concern of ours, that, you know, as far as we were concerned. But I can see the need for regulation. So, anyways, long story short, those documents were uploaded again to the state, and we paid another fee for that to be looked at. A state approved foundation plan has to be approved by the state. Tell me that makes any sense. This is a way to make some more money, apparently. I don't know. Whatever. Paid our 200 odd bucks, and now we've been sitting waiting. It's been 3 full weeks. I called them just to find out what was going on with it, and very pleasant over the phone, the state people are. They really were. Well, so are the county, most of them, for that matter. Anyways, the state guy says, well, we have until October 30th to review that. And I was like, what? Okay, well, just so we know what's going on. The first time we put it through with the other foundation plan, it took like less than a week to get it back. So I was kind of expecting the same thing this time. I'm not sure why we got lucky on that one, but we did. And now I don't know why we're not lucky again, but it is what it is. So we were waiting on that. But in the meantime, I thought, well, I better call the county because I don't even really know if our electrician, since we do have a permit. And again, another long story short, and 5 different people, conflicting information that I got from the county. What I chose to finally end up believing at the end of the last person that I talked to was that, yes, we can, well, you can't start to work because you don't have a permit. I said, well, yeah, we've got a permit. Well, you haven't picked it up and you haven't paid for the, I can't even remember, because now all I can remember is what the electrician called it. He called it the extortion fee. So it's just some random fee that after you get your permit you have to pay, and it's all based on how big the house is and where it is, and it's supposed to be for roads and things around you. Well, you guys know what our roads look like. Anyways, I said, well, no, I can do that, but can I give him permission to pick up the permit for us then? Oh, sure. So they took down his name, Chris Fry, that's our electrician, and he is in the county as being able to pick up the building permit, and he could start his work. We couldn't do any work with regards to the revision part of it that we're trying to get. So that was all great. And then I asked, the ultimate question was, well, where are we then with this? Has the clock started ticking? There's a 6-month time period from once you get the permit to when you have to finish. And if you haven't finished by then, you have to file an extension, and you have to have a really good reason and all this stuff. And of course, it costs more money. And so then she proceeds to tell me that, oh, yeah, and I had assumed that it wouldn't start until you at least picked up the permit, or that the revision would be putting a hold on things and we would just wait until, it would all start once that got finished. But no, that's not true. They had given us that permit August 15th, and now here it's almost, it's September, whatever. By the time I called her, it was later, and she goes, oh yeah, so you're into this for a month already. Yeah, you're going to expire on February, blah, 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 2024. So already down to 5 months. It's like, flags go up, the intense thought proceeds into, I got to get down there. Somebody has to get down there. Scott can't drive right now. His feet are all screwed up. I'm staying around long. So as it turns out, this is the whole story so far. As it turns out, I am driving down to Arizona. I'm going to take the Prius. My sister Terry, bless her heart, is going to drive with me just so I have somebody with me. It's a 3-day drive for us down there. We can make it in 2, but it's so intense, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know what we'll end up doing. I'm going to fly my sister back just because I'm so thankful that she can take this time out to go with me. She watches her many grandchildren and her husband, and has a lot of commitments here in town. So she just, at the drop of a hat, said, yes, I can go with you. So bless her heart for that. So we are leaving probably October 1st, I think. And we'll go down there. And by then, which is like a week away, week and a few days away, by then the electrician hopefully will have gotten things going. I'm sure he already has. We've talked to him several times. Then he did himself go down and pick up that permit for us. He is going to dig the trenches where the supports have to be built for the mobile home, because he's going to have his equipment out there anyways. He is providing us with 2 gentlemen who are going to give us 2 builders, 2 licensed guys, who can give us a bid on doing that actual work that's got to be done. And we know that he's already picked up the permit. And he did tell Scott on the phone the other day, he's like, I just have to let you know that, yours is the longest job we have ever had on the books that has gone unfinished. And it's the smallest job that we've ever had on the books. So it's like, yay! We're like, we're not even sure why he took us on, but he did. I think it was because the guy that was working for him at the time was just kind of felt sorry for us, I think. And we just called numbers out of what did we know? We didn't know anything. You just start calling numbers, and hopefully you can get somebody that's going to answer you. That's another issue out there. Anyways, so he's been very, very good to us, but I think he's getting a little impatient too, and I think he finally sees the end of this happening, and now it's like, okay, I need to help these people so we can get this done. Thank God, regardless. So, anyways, that's the story right now. That's all that I know. So thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate you out there. And subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up if you like the videos, and of all things, we love to hear comments from you. So, I'm not one to be in front of the camera much. This isn't my favorite place to be, but sometimes that's how it ends up. So, anyways, adios, my friends. I'll see you again soon when Terry and I are on the road, more than likely.